to my computer.
Okay.
All right. And my name is Bill Hinton. I'm the new director of YMCA Camp Hayo-Went-Ha, and I'm excited to be here because mostly know Amanda. I'll give you a little background on me. I've been a Y Camp professional for over 20 years. Run camps in Texas and Oklahoma and out the Grand Rapids Y, and now I'm here. And one of the unique things about me is I have been a Hayo-Went-Ha parent for 7 years. My son has been coming to Hayo-Went-Ha for 7 years. He'll be an LC this year. He kind of took the sailing track, so I have to be a good steward of my son's camp. So just excited about being here.
And I'm just randomly going to introduce myself one more time because we started the recording after I did my intro. But my name's Amanda Macaluso. I am the camp director at Camp Arbutus Hayo-Went-Ha, and I think lots of you, if you're a returning camper at Arbutus anyway, you know who I am. It looks like we do have a couple of other staff on the call as well. I'm going to just give a shout out to Gina. If you want to jump on and say hi, for all of you coming back to Arbutus, Gina is coming back as your division leader this summer. So say hi.
Hi, everyone. Super excited to see everyone. I think we got how many days? 30,
well,
40?
50 days till first session last Friday.
Yeah,
so
43, I think. Yeah, 40, something like that. Can't
We're in the
wait.
40s.
We're in the 40s. All right. And then I think Megvo's also there. What other staff? If you just want to jump on, if you're a staff member and say hi, that would be great.
I'm Megvo. I'm at the Arbutus site. This will be my 3rd year on staff. Hi, Gina.
All right. Well, we are going to do this call together because we are going to the same location. And Bill and I have worked with Gina over the winter to secure some great permits for our trips. And we're just going to do it all together in one Zoom call. So it's very relevant for both camps. I did send out a packing list to both groups. There is a slight difference in the girls' packing list compared to the boys, but other than that, pretty much everything will be the same. The trip, just for a quick overview, it is 14 days in Killarney Provincial Park, where you'll be canoeing and portaging the entire way around the park. We start at the Widgewa Lodge, which is just south of Espanola, and we stay the first night there at the lodge, where we get our permits and secure the permit that we've already submitted and been approved for. And then 14 days later, we'll pick you up at that same location. So that's the start and the finish. This year, we are, just for all your parents out there, we will be having 2 staff members like we always do on any of our trips, but one of them will hold a wilderness first responder certification. It's required by the state now for some of our trips. So one of your staff will have that certification, and we're going to do that training with 13 of our staff here in a couple of weeks. And we've both got 2 or 3 staff that already have that certification joining us this summer from other trainings that they've done. The one thing that we really want to just make sure everyone is aware, it's totally out of our scope of organizing or anything, but the Canadian government is requiring you to be fully vaccinated to go across the border. That's both shots and I think the first booster. So make sure you bring your vaccination card with you, because we are going to have to upload that and apply and put everybody's name and information in on a database before we cross the border. So make sure you're doing that.
Yeah, and it's depending on the date that you got your first shot, you'll need the booster. So if you're getting that relatively soon, if you hadn't gotten it and you're getting it for this, you may only need to get the first and second shot. One of the things we talked about, the packing list, it's just really, you can find those on our website. We'll shoot them, you should have gotten them. And you'll probably also get them attached to with the recording on this, but it is really important to have good quality clothes that are still warm when they get wet, because we are going north It can rain a bunch, and so you want to make sure you're have the proper clothing to be able for that camping trip, that you are kind of in and out of the water, and it also could be rainy as well.
Yeah, so before we go into questions, also the thing that we want to just emphasize this year, we are doing a staggered start for our opening days again, and all that information and the start date for your program is in the parent packet, which is online. And I also will send that with the recording just for you to review and make sure that you're on schedule. If, of course, whatever reason, you would like to do a different time for your drop off, if you're driving back somewhere and you wanted to get an earlier start, just let us know. We're very happy to be as accommodating as possible with anyone who needs to come earlier, or of course later.
Or if you have a younger camper, you have two campers, and you get to choose which a staggered time you would like to use. So happy to do that. And then also we understand if you have a boy and a girl and you're dropping off both, that you could be a little late or a little early. So I'm happy to accommodate there.
Has anyone on the call been to Killarney Provincial Park before? Yay. Megvar, do you want to just jump on and give us a little rundown of what it was like when you were there?
Yeah, sure. For context for anyone, I did the Explorer trip as a counselor last year, but we went into Minnesota instead. So I was in Killarney as a camper 4 or 5 years ago, and it was my favorite trip as a camper. It's really beautiful, and the first couple portages you go through, you really get a sense of what it's going to be like, and then it just gets easier and easier as you get stronger. I know I'm seeing some Isle Roilers on the call with some guys, but it's like the same sort of concept. It gets easier as it goes on, and I would say more pretty. Like each lake is something new and something fresh. It's a great trip.
Would you mind kind of going a little bit more into the portage part? That sometimes we get lots of questions about how hard is it? How far are you having to portage? Do you have to be able to lift 200 pounds? So talk a little bit more. You don't have to lift 200 pounds, but talk a little bit more about the portaging.
Yeah, portaging seems really daunting, but I think it's a lot more fun and a lot easier than people realize. You get your canoes in, generally it'll be with another person in your canoe, and then a lot of your stuff is in the middle. And as you pull your canoes in, it kind of just looks like a hiking trail. You take your stuff first, depending on what your counselors want to do, but generally you'll take your stuff first, walk the trail so you get an idea of what the trail looks like. You can see if there's any big boulders or anything in your way. And then you drop your stuff on the other side. So I'm pretty sure Killarney measures portages in meters.
Yeah, they do.
Is that right? Okay, so they do meters, so it's pretty standard. And you can have like maybe an 80-meter portage. So think like a football field. It's not super far. So you walk to the end, you drop your bags, you walk back. And then when you get your boats, it's 3 people for the Old Town canoes at the girls' camp. I don't know if it's different with the canoes at the boys' camp use, maybe only 2 people. But you flip it, one person is under and another person is leading you. And then that's when you get your good trail talk conversations. Love a good song recital, really warm up the vocal cords on the trail. And someone leads you through while you're under the canoe. And you learn how to mount them and dismount them at camp. It doesn't, you don't need to press 200 pounds. I think the Old Towns are 90 pounds on your shoulders, and you're never walking with them super far. And once you get tired, you switch with your partner. It's kind of like you're in it with a team. It's like team hiking, which is crazy to think about, but super fun.
And there's lots of short little portages along the way, and then there are a couple of longer ones, I think.
Yeah, we had some portages even last year, but I remember in Killarney where they were so short that we just lifted up the canoes over like rocks, or maybe it was just a rocky area of the lake where you didn't even have to dismount all your stuff and everything. We just lifted them up and brought them over.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Megvar. So at this point, is anybody up for any questions? We're happy to answer any questions that you all have. You could do that on the Zoom if you're feeling comfortable and happy to do so, or we're always happy to answer any questions that you might have via email too. So.
And you can either put the question in the chat, or you can go raise your hand and we'll call on you and you can unmute. Any questions out there?
Nope.
Jay has one. Go ahead.
Hey, I've done a little bit of this in Eastern Canada, and I'm just wondering whether bug nets are a good idea, because black flies and all that kind of stuff. Is that this time of year something they should have or no?
Yeah, we sent bug nets, I think, last year for first session, but not second session. So I think they're worse earlier in the season. And we have them here. So that's something that we pop into the group gear. So
Okay.
camp supplies all the group gear, all the tents and stars and food and anything that you need as a group, but we'll make sure that bug nets are part of that.
What shoes are preferred for the trip?
This is a debate on a very regular basis. The campers and staff all feel that their chacos are perfect for them. It's kind of up to you. Chacos, I think, are good because you're in and out of the water so much. So things could get, it could be a bit muddy or mucky towards the, near the water. But I think sneakers would be fine as well. Right, Megver?
Yeah, I was a big chocks and socks gal, like chacos, no socks in the boat. And then once you get to the hiking trail, put your socks on, put your sandals on. I did have a few campers use sneakers though, and they were totally fine. They just got a bit more wet than the other shoes.
Yeah, and sneakers that dry relatively quickly. So even if you went with like the Keens or something like that. So
Tevas sometimes.
yeah. So really, it's a personal choice for the camper, and they will also do. At least at boys camp, we'll do a little bit of a shakedown where they'll have to they'll do their, which is a practice trip. So they'll do a little canoeing around the point. They'll do a little portaging so they can kind of decide like, oh, I'm not sure I want to take those shoes or something like that.
And that's the same at Arbutus as well. We'll also do a practice shakedown, and you can get a feel for what you feel comfortable with. Can you just do it down here?
That's it.
Okay. Great.
Any other questions or either about the trip or even about camp? You guys are all, we knew that it would be a little quieter. We did our youngest cabins last night, and there were lots and lots of questions, but you guys are pros and know what to expect, and so that makes a big difference.
And I know there are a couple of explorers or bushrangers that are first year campers this year. So if you have any other specific questions regarding camp or our program or who we are or what our program's all about, feel free to email us. We're happy to either email back or give you a call and just kind of give you an update. But if you're a 6th or 5th year camper, I think you know kind of the deal already. So are you, Tim and Marcus, are you got your boys camp talking about flying in?
Yeah, Marcus was, I have to look at the parent packet. My wife has looked at it in more detail, but we just haven't figured out transportation. We're in Colorado. So,
yeah. So once you figure it out and there's a flight plan, just shoot me an email, or if you have questions on dates that would be good, just let me know. And you can just email me directly.
okay.
Yeah. We also have a question about suggestions for a big dry bags. So we do have some dry bags, but it doesn't hurt to have a bag that for your stuff to be able to put in that dry bag, one that's a backpack.
And the good idea too is to bring just a small little one for your personal gear. Just if you want to bring a camera or a journal or something, you can just have your own little one. That's a good idea too. And we did this group Zoom together for a couple of reasons, just because it's the same trip and we're saying the same thing. But also out on the trail, chances are that you will see each other. Some of our groups go clockwise and some go anti-clockwise. But with first session, we're going to have 4 groups in the park at the one time. And then second session, it's another 4 groups. So you will see each other. So it's just a great time to say hi. We're all kind of Hayo-Went-Ha camps, and it'll be fun to see another group as you're going through the park. So this is our way of also introducing you all somewhat to each other so that you know you're all in it together from Hayo-Went-Ha camps.
And you might have a meal together and then move on, or maybe you'll help each other with a portage. And because we are just one camp and 2 lakes, so we want to be helpful to our brother and sister camps, which is a pretty cool deal. One of the things that we do want to push out, we do have we still have some openings in some of our programs. Many of our programs have wait lists, but we do have some openings depending on the age. We actually have 2 openings in second session Bushrangers. But we have a referral program. So if you recruit someone for first session, you get $100 to the camp store. And then if you recruit someone to second session, first session, you get $200. Second session, you get $100. And you get a limited edition Hayo-Went-Ha or Hayo-Went-Ha Arbutus flag. So only for those folks that do that. So if you know friends or neighbors that you think would like to join in with camp, we would encourage you to push those things out.
Yeah. The other thing I just want to make sure we all remember is casino night. Always fun, always a crazy night. Just make sure you're packing accordingly. The most craziest outfit you can find, make sure you put that in your bag and bring that with you.
I will be wearing my leisure suit.
Any questions at all? It's just super quiet. All right, just a quick show of hands then. Who's excited for camp? Who? Well, we are too. We're very excited. It's a little chilly today and the leaves are still nowhere to be seen, but we know summer is coming and it won't be long before our staff are here. And then soon after that, you guys will be here. So we're excited. So
awesome. Well, if you have any other questions, we'll stick on for a little bit longer, or you can shoot us an email or reply to the email that we send out with this recording. So thank you guys so much. We don't want to take too much of your time, and have a nice evening.
Thanks for doing this.
of course.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. See you soon.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
I see you,
I
Ella.
have a quick question about, so like, are there going to be more than 2 cabins for like any of the trips?
Yeah, so first session explorers, we're gonna have 2 cabins.
Mhm.
And then second session, we have 3.
So will 2 cabins go together?
Yeah, everyone's gonna go together for girls camp. So first session, everyone will be on the same bus, although it's 2 vans. And we'll drop you off together. And then once you get into the park, one group is going one way and one's going the other. And then if you're a second session, we've just got 2 going one way and 1 going the other, but we all go in and out of the park at the same time. And that's the same at Torch too.
Yeah, so first session, we have 2 groups. And so one will go one way and one will go the other way. And we only have 1 on second session. So they'll just go the other way, not with
The 3,
the
2.
The
Yeah.
2, right.
Awesome.
Does
Good
that answer your question?
Hey,
Yeah,
just
that's fine.
quick question. So, I'm sorry, which packing list should I be looking for? Is this for Marcus, Ronnie? Is it the Voyager 4-week? Is it
No, it's
It's-
the Bush Ranger.
the Bush Ranger? Okay, very cool. Thank you.
Yeah. Yep, Bush Ranger.
And then
Awesome.
can I just ask a quick question about passports? I know you guys have this all down, but we send Louise with her passport, and then do you guys take it and keep it the whole time, or?
Sure do. Yep. we put all that together, and the staff keep them together.
In a special dry bag.
Yeah, we do not want to lose those.
Okay, so the campers like have to produce them probably as you go over the border.
Yeah, what we do is we collect them all on opening day, and then Gina is our division leader, and I'm sure they do it here too, but we'll line them all up here in the office, put them in their groups. Like when there are 2 groups, we're going to make sure that each counselor has, you know, all the things that they need. Here's the permits, here's the first aid kit, here's the money, here's the kids' passports. And then when they get to the border, it depends on how the border control is. Sometimes they come on the bus, wave, and let us just go on over. Sometimes they make us get off the bus, go into the building. Each kid has to produce their passport. They check it all, and then we all get back on the bus. But then the staff will collect those passports and keep them all together until the return trip. And then when they do get back to camp, that is something that we take back. And we put them all in the safe until we do check out envelopes on the last day.
Okay, I knew you had a protocol. I just
We don't want to lose passports.
And then if they don't have a passport, a birth
certificate, that's
certificate is fine too. And then also an enhanced license, but I don't think we have any 16-year-olds in this one.
Well, because we're in a school group, or they classify us as a youth group, we can use, we don't have to have passports for everybody if you don't have one. As a camper, staff all have to have passports.
Okay, so because it's a school group, a birth certificate is sufficient?
Yep.
But better to have a passport. Okay, good.
Yep.
Good to know.
Yeah, is this your first year? Have you had campers here before?
I'm here with Louise Goldman, and I'm Louise's mom. She's a all-star many-year camper.
Is. Now I do know Louise. Yes, she's definitely
You see the resemblance? I don't know.
They're just, you guys just aren't in the same room, so.
No, we're not. We're across the hall. I'm not allowed in Louise's room.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding. Okay, yeah, good.
It's probably as messy as my teenage daughters too, so. Are you messy, Louise?
I had to clean it to go onto this call. So.
Okay, good.
Oh,
good. See,
go
we're
on
helping
into
mom
this call.
out.
Oh, goodness.
So Ella, tell us about you. How are you doing, and all your siblings? How many of you?
Oh yeah, I'm great. Yeah, I'm great, especially after hearing about Louise's room.
Is your room clean and tidy too?
Yes, it is actually.
Okay.
So it's good.
Well, awesome.
But yeah, I'm great.
So I know this is more for first session, well, for girls camp really, but you guys have to tell me, and Gina is the one that kind of puts you in cabins, but I know camp friends are the best friends. So we want to make sure we get your cabin requests. So make sure you fill all those forms out so that we know who you want to be with.
And
Yeah, will do.
I know, I think you do every year, but just want to remind you.
Marcus, is this your first year at Hayo-Went-Ha?
Yeah, it is.
Nice. Well, so just so you know, you aren't the only first year going to Killarney. So there's another first year camper too. So you're not the odd man out. So
Right,
there's a couple of guys that have gone 1, 2, and 3 years, and then another guy who's been coming for 6. But I think this is there's a physical challenge to this, but it's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And you'll be the new kid for about 3 hours, and then you'll know everyone and how everything works, and you'll be one of the crew before dinner. So
Yeah. Cool. Any other questions?
Not really.
All right.
all right. Well, thanks everyone. It was
you.
nice to see you
Thanks.
guys.
See you
Okay,
guys
great.
later.
Thanks for cleaning your room, Louise.